Team, Coach Gary here. This is episode 15 of the Brick and Block podcast. You Don't Own It. It's a special Masonry Marketing Minute podcast. It's a special edition, some info that will help to protect your business, and you'll get the concept by just listening to it for about 5 minutes. All considered, in some respects, this might be one of the most important podcasts I've ever done. But then again, all of my podcasts are important, right? So dig in. We begin immediately, and by immediately, I mean once I remind you that you can find our website at brickandblockpodcast.com. That's brickandblockpodcast.com. I'm making a point this episode about websites that support your business, and I've got an excellent example of one, which is the Masonry Contractor Special website, and you'll see it there. That's what you're looking for. It's bulletproof, it's beautiful, cutting edge, done for you, and hey, it's practically free. You'll love this one. Check it out. Okay, team, hang on, buckle up, listen up, and prepare to move up. And now, Episode 15, You Don't Own It, by Coach Gary Michaeloni. Okay, team. After asking many contractors about their websites and how all of that is going with them, some tell me that they have a website, but it's on Facebook or blog.com and so forth. Wrong. So I need to help your thinking. So tune in for the next couple of minutes because you just have to hear what it is I'm about to say. And then you check it out against what you have currently and decide if it's what you need. So here we go. Here's my key points. 1, when we mention the word website, we're talking about something that you actually own. For instance, if your business is Fred Smith Masonry, then you should own a domain name similar to that, such as smithmasonry.com, or maybe fredsmasonry.com, or mainstreetconstruction.com, etc. You get the idea. You buy a domain name from GoDaddy or whoever for about $10 a year, and you are responsible for whatever goes into it because you control it. You own it. Point 2. If you are relying upon a Facebook business page, for instance, please realize that you don't control what you post, and you don't own the website. Facebook does. Nothing against Facebook, etc. So why is this important? Well, you're relying upon the social media host, such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, so forth, to always be there to host your web page and allow it to be seen. And that includes the so-called free websites on websites like Google My Business, Home Advisor, Groupon, Yelp, etc. Number 3. What could go wrong? Well, let's think about that. The social media host could go out of business, cease distribution. Hey, remember MySpace, Google+, Vine, Meerkat, Friendster, and so on? Point 4. Worse yet, the social media platform might not allow your post if it conflicts with their personal viewpoint. Impossible, you say? How many news sites, broadcast news, and social media sites within the past year decided that the President of the United States was not allowed to post or speak on their platforms? And he certainly had way more followers and sway than any of us. Number 5. Years ago, there was a famous singer who went by the name of Prince. Do you recall that there came a time where he could no longer perform under his own name and had to perform as, quote, the artist formerly known as Prince, unquote? He didn't own his name. Point 6. Or simply, what happens if your website comes from a webmaster who decides to leave the country or leave the planet and leave you without the stuff that you thought you had? It's a possibility. So I say all of that just to say this. Make sure you actually own your stuff. If it's appropriate, get it patented, copyrighted, trademarked, registered, incorporated, licensed, you name it. For example, I've been writing for Masonry Magazine 16 years now, and I've copyrighted every one of the issues. It's just good business. In closing, please make sure you do own it and you protect it. Okay, team, that's it for today. You can reach out to us by email, brickandblockpodcast@gmail.com. So spell out that word and, brick, A-N-D, blockpodcast@gmail.com. And our website, once again, is brickandblockpodcast.com. So be sure and go there. Check out my almost free Masonry Contractor Special website. Hey, be sure and subscribe also to the podcast. It's important because we want you to join us for the next episode. And now, for the Brick and Block Podcast, this is Coach Gary. Thanks for stopping by.